Hello all, in this video we are going to review the concept of methods in the Java programming language. A method definition consists of method name, parameters, return value type, and the actual body of the method. So if you see it here, we also have signature of a method, which is method name and the list of parameters of that particular method. Return value type is a data type of the value of the method that returns. And some of the methods perform operations without any returning value, and at the time the return value type is void. If you notice here, I have provided you a method header, which is access modifier, return value type, which is nothing but the data type of the value, the method that returns, method name, and the list of parameters here. Okay. So, and then you will be writing the body. Access modifiers are public, private, protected, and default. We will discuss those in the later on videos. Now let's do a simple exercise. We have to write a method that takes two numbers of type int and return the sum of two numbers of type int. So, for our example here, let's consider. Okay, so while I'm writing a method, I'm following the syntax here. Okay, so what is the first one here? I would be able to write my access modifier. Let me write my access modifier as public for now. And then what is the return value type? So basically, I'm returning the sum of two numbers of type int. Integer is my return type. And what is the method name? We can come up with a method called sum and list of parameters. How many we need to have? We need to have two numbers of type integer. So type integer. So how to declare a variable? Int num1 comma int num2, which is the data type and the identifier name. And since you have a return type, you should start with a keyword called return. What we are going to return? We are going to return num1 plus num2. Okay, so this is a simple method in Java that we have written. Write a method that takes two numbers of type int. So it is taking two parameters of type int called num1 and num2. Since they didn't mention what are the parameter names, if you want, you can write int a and int b. But make sure you write a proper naming convention there that has some meaning. And return the sum of two numbers of type int. So we have an returning type of integer. So number 1 and number 2. We are adding that using plus. Similarly, you can write a method that takes three numbers of type integer and return the average of type double. Okay, so basically what you would do is public double average int num1 comma int num2 comma int num3, and then you would be writing num1 plus num2 plus num3 divided by 3. That would gives you the average in double. And I want you to write another method, a simple method. Write a method to print the Valentine greetings. So here we don't have anything. So how to write a method again? So we have to follow the same thing. Public, what return type that we want to write. So basically we want to write void because they are not asking us to return anything. And then my method name is greetings. I'm not taking any parameters here. If you want, you can take parameter. I'll show you that in just a second. Public void greetings. So I'm just printing here system dot out dot println. What would be the greetings here for Valentine? Okay, and now I'm done with my method here. So I don't have to write a keyword called return here because I'm not returning anything. If I'm returning something here, either a type of int or anything, I would be able to write integer. Otherwise, I would be writing a return type void. Some methods perform operations without a returning value, and such methods, the data type of such return value is void. So I have void and my method name is greetings. Okay, or I could say that say greetings, and in that I'm telling system.out.println. So this is related to Valentine greetings. That's why I wrote this. Okay, and I may want to take a parameter here called string. My variable name is to whom. Okay, that way what I could do is I could print this here, to whom I'm saying. Okay, to whom I'm saying. If whoever wants to invoke this method, they would be invoking and they will write that particular name, and you would get the name plus, which is concatenation, and you would be getting the whatever you want to print there. Okay, so now let's see how to invoke a method. Okay, so let me show you how you would be invoking this method first, and then we will go to the previous method. So maybe in some other class you would be writing say greetings. To whom you want to say greetings? You can write your own name here. Since this is of a type string, I'm writing in the quotes. So to whom you want to say greetings? Okay, so I want to say greetings to Bearcat. If you invoke this as a method, what output that you would get? Bearcat space I love you. So this would be the output that you would get. Say greetings. To whom you want to say? And maybe you get okay. So that way you would be able to have this. So however, sometimes you want to have some kind of punctuations. If you add a comma there, you would be able to say a comma here and comma here too. Okay, so this is how you invoke method. So let's invoke method of sum of 3 comma 4. Would you be able to print the output here? No, because you are not print. There is no system.out.println. However, you have a return type of int. So that means whenever you do this, what would happen here is you might be saving this in some local variable. Maybe let's say my sum is equal to, now you would call this method. That method would be the value that is returning from that method would be storing in this my sum. So let me put it here. Int my sum is equal to this, and now what my sum would have? 7, the value 7. So we are invoking here by passing some arguments. So these are called parameters when you pass actual values and you call that as arguments. So this is with how to write a simple method. So always a method would have access modifier, return type, method name, list of parameters. Okay. And can you tell the signature of this method? What is the signature of this method? So signature of the method is method name and the list of parameters. So sum int num1 comma int num2 is the signature of this particular method. What is the signature of this method? Say greetings string of type string. Okay, so this is how you would be writing methods in the Java. Some programming languages they call methods as functions and procedures. So you can call, if you have a return type, you can call it as a function or a method. You can call it as a function, and if you have if you don't have a return type, basically which is void, at the time you could call it as a simple procedure. Okay. Another important thing is method invocation, okay, or invoking a method. So how to invoke a method? This is very important. Using object. We will discuss how to create objects and all in the later on videos, but here we are invoking method without any object. Okay, so we are directly writing a method here. Same way we are directly writing a sum method here. So that means this should be in the same class of the driver. Okay, so we will discuss about the driver class and all that stuff later. So that means sometimes you would be noticing that there would be a keyword called static next to the access modifier. If you have a keyword called static next to the access modifier, you can directly access the methods by using the if you are using that in the same class. Okay, otherwise you have to invoke with object. So either you have to use with object name or either we have to use with a class name. Here in these examples I have demonstrated that you could write both the method as well as invocation within the same class, which would be the driver class. Okay, and I will discuss those details a little bit later, but you have to remember that you should be able to invoke the method either by using object name or by using class name. Thank you.